I mean, it's just been a normal week, just working and haven't had sex this week, so.
Is that by design? Like you're
Your body needs to
relaxing?
heal, darling.
It would be nice to have sex right about now, but yeah, it hasn't happened.
Mm.
Because once you've had really good, it's hard to just like call up a booty call.
Yeah. That's
True.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that.
I have to, Paige said,
Paige. Oh no. Go to bed, Paige.
tell someone to say oil.
No.
Say oil.
I'm very country
Say it.
because I had to get. Stop. Everybody's staring.
We're like,
It's oil.
Oh.
That's
How about
all.
ice cream?
Is she not in bed yet?
No, apparently
She
not.
might be.
It's ass cream.
Ass
cream?
It's called
Isn't ass
Boudreaux's
cream
butt
a whole
paste.
nother thing?
Yeah.
like
I'm telling you guys,
Preparation
it
H.
always ends up at anal sex. It
Right.
always.
All roads lead to
It
anal
always goes
penetration.
back.
That's right.
Always goes back. And then wait to get back. We'll get back to your catch-ups, but just really quick. Glitz. How
Oh,
many
God.
times did you kiss Jack last weekend?
I think twice.
Oh, so I'm not the only one who makes out, huh?
Well, I told you guys I was
Wow.
like dry humping them, and Donna was
Wow.
behind me.
That was
Wow.
that's true. You were getting a dry double DP, weren't you?
I was. Where were you?
I'm not sure. I missed that. Probably making out with her somewhere.
Probably.
I was pretty drunk. They had me pulled out of there by like 1 o'clock.
Yeah, you guys left pretty early.
Yeah, I was pretty gone.
Well, you got married. You had to go home.
Consummate the marriage.
They consummated it 53 fucking times. How many more times did they need?
Yeah, we got a head start.
Head.
Head, yeah,
Keyword.
she said head.
That's funny.
Head.
How about you, Glitz, my dear?
I had a really shitty week. I was sick all week. Last week when I was here started, you remember we were talking all about the snot thing?
Mm.
And then it just
So hot.
spiraled. Yeah, it was terrible. So apparently I had a sinus infection, and allergies that turned into a sinus infection that got into my chest and caused some bronchitis. So I'm still a little congested, still fighting it. So shitty week. So not much, but I made sure my ass went to work every fucking day because I'm going on vacation next month. So
Didn't your boss make you go home one day?
she did at like 3:30. Oh wow, fun.
Where are you going?
I am going to Buffalo at the end of May. Going to some upstate New York. Yeah.
Which weekend are you going?
I leave May 28th, so I'll be gone right after Memorial Day weekend.
So the next weekend?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Watch where you have sex up there, because Bruce lives up there.
I know Bruce lives in
You
Buffalo.
might walk up in there and
Bruce
catch
Bruce
you.
kind of avoids me in a way a little bit, I think. Like he's
Aw.
kind of like standoffish with me. I think he's just that personality.
Maybe.
But maybe it's just me. But
He may
I
be
don't
just
know.
one of
He
those
hasn't
guys
met
that you have to
Glitter
get to
Kitty
know
yet.
before he.
Or maybe he needs
Let's
glitter
you in.
kitty.
yeah. But other than that, and then so I spent my weekend. I devoted my weekend to sitting my ass on the couch and kind of recovering. And I discovered House of Cards on Netflix because I am a Netflix binge watcher. Like that's how I watched Breaking Bad, Sons of Anarchy, Orange Is the New Black. So
Oh, I love
I put
that.
it on Facebook. I'm like, what should I watch next? Here's what I'm thinking: Mad Men, House of Cards. And I went with House of Cards, and fucking Kevin Spacey is phenomenal in that, and I really enjoyed it. And yeah, so I had a really boring, shitty ass, snotty coughing, but thank freaking Jesus, the day of Easter, thank you Jesus for coating cough syrup. It is my friend. That was
You're making
prescribed.
Flizzerps. You're
That was prescribed.
rolling.
Scissor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Styrofoam cup.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I spent the day alone on my couch. But Sierra over here brought me some food
I did.
from Hobo Easter. I'm gonna go home and chow down on.
Hobo Easter food.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sweet.
No Easter Bunny came and visited me. I probably would have fucked him as a glitter kitty. Anyway, that was
Wait a
my
second.
week.
Actually, let me ask. In the furry world, can two different species...
Oh.
And they do often.
Do you want to be my bunny sometime? To my kitty?
Yeah, I'll be your bunny.
Wow. Right.
We got
So-
the elephant trunk, too.
Oh, and an elephant.
That is a
What the
lot
fuck?
of different species.
How does an elephant fuck a cat? some good shit right there.
I'm going to go on to some of my Fursona friends who do drawings and see if I can get a picture of an elephant fucking a cat now.
That would be awesome.
That would be amazing.
So I had a boring week. Next.
Oh, me.
I know you guys had an interesting evening last night, so
I
I'm just
did.
waiting for
We
this.
did have an
so.
interesting
Well, first,
evening.
I had a phenomenal week. I had a really great week.
Yeah?
We had, it was, the kid was home for spring break. It was all around just a really great week. Lots of sex.
That's
Not,
good.
because the kid was home when she was not there or in bed. Yeah, so then we went out. Do you want me to tell it now, or do you want to
No, we could talk about
talk
it now.
now?
Yeah,
So
I'm
last
totally
night
down
we
with
went
that.
out
To the Red Rooster.
to Red Rooster.
Like we've been
And
talking about.
We've been talking about forever. What we were going to do is when Callie Guy came into town, we were all going to go. And it ended up, in the end, it was Sierra and Callie Guy, myself and Mr. Toxie, and then friends of mine.
Okay, let's get to the point. Did you lick her pussy? Or
No,
did you
she's
lick
the-
her pussy?
No, that did not happen.
No,
But
we're
she did.
always
She
down.
did attempt to motorboat me a couple of
I
times,
did.
So
and
there
I
was no
did finger
licking
fuck her
involved.
tits.
She
I
did.
I finger fucked her
Here's how the
tits.
finger fucking came about.
All right.
So the other day, Mr. Toxie said to me, "I want to titty fuck you," and so
You're like,
I
with what?
said, "What are you going to titty fuck?" And he's like, "Just do it." And so I'm pushing them together, and there's like nothing. There's nothing. And he's like, "Here, lay back and do it." And then there's even less. And then I'm like trying to get anything I can
You
in
have
there.
to kneel forward and do it.
Well, we know now. I believe Callie Guy told us the right
He did
way to do
instruct
it.
him.
Was I
But
right? You did.
Instead, I realized I cannot, titty fuck with a penis, but I can with some fingers. Therefore, I'm at least big enough for Sierra's finger.
I think Callie Guy and I both titty finger fucked
Yeah,
you.
so they did.
Finger titty fucked.
It was great.
I
It
thought
was
there was going to be some
fabulous.
licking that happened, though.
There.
I think you licked me. No, Callie Guy licked me on my shoulder. It was
Yeah.
weird.
That's not what I'm talking about.
We
Oh,
were.
no.
It didn't happen, but it was for me. I'm not going to speak for you because you might have walked away going, "I'm never fucking hanging out with them again."
No,
hate
I had a
them."
blast. I thought it was
But
great.
I was even like, I'm in the car and I'm like, I had so much fun. It was great hanging out with you guys. I'm
Did you
like,
guys at least watch each other have sex?
Well, we were going to watch them
In the
in
chair
the
room.
chair room,
But
but then they couldn't get in.
The
It was
chair
there were a
room was
lot of
full,
people.
Yeah. It was insane. I've been on Friday nights before, but it's usually an older crowd. It's not usually that.
You went Friday or Saturday?
Saturday night. Saturday night was a lot of young people and a lot of big girls. I mean, a lot of big girls.
Yeah.
And it
Saturday
was
nights.
it was really, I've been on Saturday nights before and there were more young people. We got there before midnight and the geriatric crowd had already left. It was all young
Right.
people.
So were there a lot of black men?
Yeah.
It
It
really
was
is.
a very diverse crowd. It was just very diverse. Like she said, there were a lot of
Were the big girls getting
there.
play?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, big girls were getting play.
Yeah.
I actually got some unwanted play. I had No, we're gonna talk about this because this is hilarious. Just so you all know, my boyfriend's an inconsiderate bastard. No, inconsiderate asshole. So what happened was I was standing next to the table with a bunch of people and somebody patted my ass and I scooted forward. I figured I was in someone's way. And I turned around and he goes, "Oh, sorry." And then I thought, okay, well, he thought I was someone else. I mean, how many other big girls do you know in a tiny little denim skirt with a big boobies hanging out? But it's a
could
given. It
happen.
could be. And then we were out dancing, and I don't remember which line dance we were doing, but we were doing a line dance, and he patted my ass again, and I gave him a dirty look, and he was like, "Oh, hey," and he just like backed off. And then at the end of that dance, he grabbed my hips and pulled me into him, and I pulled this really awesome ninja move. I don't even have the camera on me. I pulled this really awesome ninja move where I just slapped his hands away from my hips and walked off the dance floor. And I came and I told Callie Guy, and I said, "This guy, he's like the same guy that patted your ass earlier." I said, "Yeah." And he just grabbed me on the dance floor and pulled me into him. He said, "What'd you do?" I said, "Well, I slapped his hands away and I came over here." And he goes, "The next time he touches you, I'm going to talk to him."
Well,
I
the number
said,
one rule at any swing club is that you don't touch without permission.
Right, you ask first.
Exactly.
That's the rule. And no means no.
Exactly.
And I would assume that someone slapping your hands off of them is pretty much a giant no. Right? So it happened again. We had gone out to the hot tub. We went out and got in the hot tub and fooled around. And
Oh, that's egg drop soup.
it was cock stew when we got in. It was all guys. It was cock stew when we got in. I was the only vagina floating in that pool for a little while.
We're gonna find out in 2 weeks if she's pregnant from the hot tub.
So it could be anybody's baby.
She had some extra penicillin left over, so she was just
Yeah.
gonna take
beyond
it
that
as a
shit.
precaution.
So we got out of the hot tub and we wrapped up in a towel. You can sit around. Women can walk naked all over. It's
Right.
okay at Red Rooster, but guys have to at least have a towel on, because apparently nobody wants to watch balls swing, but they're okay with big old saggy titties. So
That
whatever.
doesn't make sense to me.
I think the guys should be allowed to sit around
Absolutely.
naked either. But as a courtesy, I bring a towel because I don't want to sit on somebody else's old vagina juice. So I bring a towel and I wrap my vagina up so that I'm not sitting on someone else's juice or passing mine along.
Or
So
getting like, yeah.
So she's not contributing to the vaginal secretions on the chair.
Right.
Got it.
So we walked by this guy and he patted my ass again, and Cali guy grabbed his shoulder and like pulled him back and was like, "Hey, don't touch her like that. Just don't touch her." And there's nothing else happening. And it was great. It was fine. And he didn't touch me, didn't bother me, didn't look at me. And at some point we were sitting there and it's all these red lights on and it really made the veins in my boobs stand out. So Cali guy was just intrigued by it. He leaned forward and he was like tracing the lines on my boobs. He was like, "This is great." And the guy comes over and he goes, "Are you the guy that asked me not to touch her?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I thought he was going to, we both thought that he was just going to leave it at that. Like he was going to make sure that it wasn't somebody else touching me after someone had asked someone else not to touch me, whatever. So then he leaves, he comes back and he's like, "You inconsiderate asshole." And then leaves and then comes back and goes, "And put some clothes on, you asshole." Because he was just sitting there in his towel. I was like,
Was this guy a young guy? An older
no, he was
guy?
an older guy. He was an older guy. And he was an older guy and attractive enough that if he had come on to me normally and there wasn't somebody else, if I wasn't attached, I might have, taken up on that. But to just start smacking
Right.
my ass and grabbing me and pulling me into you, that's not,
Yeah, I don't like that either.
that's not how you operate at a
Well,
swing club.
And security should have been all over that too.
Yeah, they should have been. And I should have reported him at some point, but I didn't.
I mean, I would have. I know one of the guys because he asked me like, when are we going back in the room? So I know one of the guys, and if I hadn't realized the whole situation, but I could have gone and
Well, the thing is I
Got it
figured it would
taken
be
care
over
of.
with after I had pushed his hands off of me.
Exactly.
After I'd given him a very physical no, that would have been the end of it, because no means no. And I didn't say no the first 2 times he touched me. I just, kind of looked at him. I didn't say no. So I can see where the third time might have been. No, I'm not even going to take any fault on that. You just don't grab people at a swing
Exactly.
club. You don't walk up and introduce yourself by grabbing their ass or shaking
then
their
you-
titty or something.
And you don't have that attitude when someone tells you no.
yeah, no.
You
don't get
move
all
the fuck on.
inconsiderate and mean.
It's you don't get your feelings hurt.
actually had you reported it, I guarantee they would have.
Yeah,
They would
they
have
would have
had to
bounced him.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I mean,
a little...
he left after he had his choice words with my half-naked boyfriend, but listen, dude, he's fucking me, and I'm not fucking
It's
you.
a good thing
so-
I didn't go because I would have shanked him. Shank, shank.
Did you see my
my glitzy thing? Shank, shank. I did.
Did you see my tribute to you and my long
And
ass
then you're like,
pose?
shank, shank.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
So it was an interesting night. I had a lot of fun. We danced. My leg is killing me because I've been dealing with a lot of physical pain in my leg, and I was just drunk enough not to care that night, but today has been a murder on me. So
Yeah.
I actually got sauced. I wasn't like shit faced, but I was good and well buzzed.
So did you and Kelly guy fuck there at all?
No, we ended up
They
not
couldn't
fucking
get
there at
in.
all. We
And
couldn't get
you
They
in.
didn't
couldn't
fuck
get in.
there. Well,
No.
you and Mr. Toxie don't fuck there at all, do you?
No, we do, but we didn't. I mean, it was really busy.
We need
It
to
was
bring
really
the party
packed.
to the
I fucked
rooster.
there.
And
Yeah, it was busy. It was packed, and really, unless you wanted to take the risk of the orgy room or go upstairs to the couples room, most of the private rooms were taken. Most of
Yeah.
the night.
and then
Um,
kind of book through.
Because
to the night,
they were
yeah.
playing homage.
They were because the owner
owner
died.
died.
And so a lot of people, I mean, they had a basket up front for cards. They had like a little memorial
Flyer.
piece where they had everyone raise their glasses and they played his favorite song, his end of the night song.
Is that the right song?
So I think that's why it might have been a little bit extra busy because it's very new. He just passed on the 14th.
Yeah.
So
That might have been it. But I think it was great because if those people were there as first timers, that would, I think,
Right.
bring the crowd back in there because it was a lot of fun. There was a lot of people dancing. One of the things I like about the Red Roosters, you don't have to fuck. You don't have to go
Exactly.
in. You don't. I mean, most of the time, this is the first time I've ever had anyone touch me without asking first. Um, Most of the time, everyone's very respectful there. And the greatest thing is if you come as a single female, it's less than $10. And if you come as a couple, it's $30. And even as a single guy, it's not that expensive at $50. Most of the other sex clubs in town, single dudes are 80, 90.
And if you're local, on Monday and Tuesdays you go, and you get a card, you get in free the rest of the week.
Yes, if you go on Monday and Tuesday, you get in free the rest of the week, except I think Saturday and Sunday.
You can get in Saturday, but not Sundays.
Not
Not
Sundays.
Sunday. And Sundays are. You know,
Sunday's the pool
I have
party.
not been there in like a year and a half, but I was quite the regular there. Like every weekend, like if my brother's still in chat, he
Your
always
brother said in chat before that you took him there.
I did, and he kids around and says that my jersey's retired in the rafters. You know, I had a lot of fun there, but I stopped going because of what it became more of the same people every week after week. So to me, the point that I was going to
Meet new people.
new people, you know, have sex with new people. I mean, and then part of the problem I have, and this is just me, and this works for other people in the community, is it's really hard for me to become very good friends with people and then continue to have sexual relations with them. I'm the type of swinger that I want to go somewhere where I don't know anyone,
Mhm.
or the other, we fuck and we never see each other again. I don't want you coming over to my house for dinner.
Catching feelings.
Exactly. Because
Mhm.
things get messy. And that's exactly what happened to me. As that, and then, you know, and then these little cliques form and everyone's in everyone's business and drama starts. And I'm not saying everyone's like that.
No, yeah,
But
I
it
know.
was just my personal experience. And I just got tired of it. And I
Stepped
I
away.
removed myself. Now I'm interested in going back, but I have reservations about it because I'll take you.
I mean, there's still the same, creepy pervs
can have
running
our own
around.
clique.
There's the two. There was the
Word.
dueling masturbationists over by the orgy room.
You always
sitting on
have
the
that like
couch.
this old dude with like long white hair that always jacks it. I mean, he's always just sitting there jerking it off. But you stay away from him. He's not nutting on you. He's just
I've
pulling
never
his
even actually
chains.
seen those guys, those chronic masturbators actually nut. They
Yeah,
just
no.
sit over there
They
and rub
just
it
sit
out.
there and
I've
rub.
never seen them actually.
And
come.
another like history thing with the Red Rooster with me too is a lot of the guys at the time when I was going who worked security there, not anymore, so I'm not putting anyone on blast, also worked with me when I worked at the Hard Rock. And I can say that now because I don't work there anymore. So it was kind of funny because I would see them there and then I would see them at work.
Speaking of seeing people from work at a sex club, that night we were Cali guy and I were standing there. I was waiting for him to do something. He was doing something. We were waiting to go into the pool area, and this guy walks up and he's wearing a blazer and a white shirt, white button down, nice pair of jeans, nice shoes. He wasn't very tall. He looked just like my general manager here. And I, for a good 3 seconds, was scared shitless that my general manager was going to see me at a swing club. But then it clicked in my head,
Well, he's there too.
he's there
He's there
too,
too,
so it's not like
right?
he's going to go running around
I
telling
mean, it was a
everybody.
good
Exactly.
thing that because they worked security at the time at the Rock, and so I mean I had a good relationship with all them and everything. It wasn't like a bad thing, but so I had that close knit of people there. And then funny story real fast. Without how can I walk into my job one morning, and back in the day, and I knew Mike on a personal level, outside of the Rooster on a business level, because a long time ago they had a side business where they did vending, and they had vending machines in the restrooms where they would go in and they would fill condoms and tampons and stuff at some hotels. And so one morning I walk into work, and there's a contract on my desk that is up and needs to be renewed. And it's just sitting there with a note, a sticky note on the file, and from my boss that says, "See me, we need to talk about this." And it's the Red Rooster file. And I'm like this. I'm like,
Oh shit, what does he know?
looking around the office like, what the fuck? Why is this file on my desk? So it was really awkward that I had to re-up that contract.
Because you've been banging at his place for a year.
Yeah. And had to meet. And so, it was just like was it the 7 degrees of separation of Kevin Bacon?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's of the Red Rooster. But they no longer in that business. Yeah, I was a little fucking paranoid at that time. I go in her office, I'm like, well, it's her too. And I'm like, what do you want to talk to me about, the Red Rooster? Oh, I just need you to handle it. I know it's not usually your thing, but, blah, 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 blah. You okay with that? Yeah. Why wouldn't I be? Why wouldn't I be okay with it? She's like, I don't know. Well, and then she whispered, do you know what that is, really? She's whispering. I'm like, no. What is it? I'm sure, like, years later, she told me, she's like, your reaction just had guilt written all over your face. She's like, I knew you standing in front of me. You knew what that fucking place was. And she's on something. You told me you've been there. And now I'd be like, yeah, I've been there.
Been there, done that. Literally bought the T-shirt. Yeah.
Sorry.
We had a
janked her.
blast. I love that. One of the cool things I like about it is you get to BYOB, and you don't have to
It
pay
is
club ass
nice
prices.
evening out. I mean, as a single female too, I'll say it is a lot safer to go there. First, you bring your own liquor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, 15, a donation at the door, sometimes mostly free, but, I would sometimes slip $5-10, just, donation. So let's say $20.
Mhm.
But you go there and you meet someone you want to fuck, you go into a room. They don't need to know where you live. You don't need to go to their house where you don't know where you're going. There's security posted outside the door. To me, it's a lot safer to do that than go to a club, drop a shitload of money, and then go home into a situation, either home, yours or theirs, and
worry
not
about
know what you're getting yourself into.
And also worry about getting roofied. I
Right.
mean, I'm sure that everybody at the Rooster knows what somebody who's been roofied looks like, and everybody there is usually looking out for each other.
Right.
And I loved sitting there because I was watching everybody come and go from the dance floor, just leaving their purses on their tables, and there was no, worry about it. I mean, I locked my shit up in a locker, but it's cool. I love going there.
I
it's
like
always
the
a good
Rooster.
time.
So as a single female, if you want a one night stand and you just want to get banged, it is a
I've
lot
done that
safer.
before.
Well,
Yeah.
or if you just want someplace cool to hang out.
Yeah.
And not need to go get
Yeah, I
them.
used to call
Just like
you
going.
people posers. Look at these posers. They're not even swingers. They're just coming to hang out and be cool.
That's
call
all
them
we're
vanilla.
doing. We're just hanging out. We don't need to be
Vanilla
cool.
people.
We just want somewhere cool
We
to
just-
hang out.
yeah.
But I would probably be that person now too. I would be like the roles would
Alright.
reverse. I'd probably be like, I've gotten
There's a lot of porn
slow
people
in
that
my
hang
old
out
age.
there.
A lot of porn people there. Mm.
Well, yeah. Back in the day, there was
Hey,
a big.
Summer. Where did I meet you?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh Lord.
Where did we meet? Just kidding.
Red Label.
Were you guys
Red Label.
tongue-tied too the first night you met?
No, she never made out with me. She would just pull me on the dance floor.
Yeah, we used to do a little shot, like a mirror dance.
We haven't done that in a while. Or I'd be like, Kelly, do this.
And then I
And
would
she'd
do
be
whatever
really
she
drunk and
said.
she'd do it. She'd follow my lead.
Kiss this guy. Okay.
Okay.
You've got to tell me twice.
But the last time at the label, you might need to say safe word.
No,
she-
no.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know. Let's
Okay.
not.
Okay.
No.
We're
Thank
done.
you.
Safe word. Safe word.
Yeah, we're done.
I'm getting like glare.
It's okay.
It's okay.
We're down with that.
We're down. So, did you do your catch up?
We were, I was just
Yeah, we're
talking
just kinda
about,
talking
we
about it.
went out, and you guys were really cool to hang out with. I
Thank
mean,
you.
when we've all been together at an event like Red Label, I'm normally really drunk. And so I don't get to like sit down and talk to Cali Guy too much or to you guys.
He's a
So
funny
it was really cool.
motherfucker.
He was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I would even dare say that when he comes back to town, if you guys would like to hang out again,
I would say we should do
that. We could do so.
Couple swap.
Maybe they're gonna be some
Wait, I didn't
toys.
say couple swap.
We're just moving you right along here.
I can help out with your titty fucking problems.
You gonna give her
And I
some
did.
titties?
I groped her boobs. And then as Cali Guy comes over and he's like, listen, Sierra's about to get dressed. Do you want to touch him again before she does?
I was sitting around topless most of the night.
Yeah.
There was one point when he grabbed, I have two boobs, one big one and one little one. Although to say that one of them is small is probably stupid. But he grabbed the big one and showed her just exactly how big it is. Because when it's just hanging down, you can't. I mean, you're like, oh, those are huge. But when he picked him up in his two giant man hands and still had like a gallon of tit left over,
Yeah.
she was like, what the fuck? Fuck you.
When I was
Hilarious.
lifting them, and like I could feel my muscles crying as I'm trying to hold up just one breast. I'm like,
Yeah, they're pretty
feel
heavy.
It,
What
like, it's
size bra
starting
do you
to
wear?
shake. It's insane.
38E, 3080.
But she's like,
I'm the only
Gensly
one
and
that's gonna
Triple
say,
J.
go ahead, make this a round table.
Yeah, I'm a 42 barely B. Like I can fit
And she's probably
a
a
small
C cup.
person still.
I'm like a 44C.
Yeah, and what are you? F?
I'm a 44 double H in American.
goodness.
In European sizes. In American, I'm an IJK, depending on who made it.
I worked with a lady at the webcam studio when I was doing that. That was a O.
Oh, Lord.
Literally, oh. But see, this is a C cup, but see how I still have room here?
Yeah,
But a B, sometimes
too tight.
yeah.
and you're
like,
spilling out.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't
so
like
it's
that.
kind of like in between.
Yeah.
I have big boobs.
I did have my booby shirt on last night, and I was showing them how my friend taught me a trick where you suck the
Side fat.
around. You suck
Right.
your side fat around, and it gives you exactly like that. And it gives you boobs. And then I think you said,
Yeah,
how long does it last? And I'm like,
Until you
as long as I don't move. And I'm like, I'm there like this.
We should
Makes you
talk to
look
the
great.
t-shirt next time we do t-shirts.
Mhm.
I think you and I should get shirts made that say itty bitty titty committee. I think that
We
would be
should.
hilarious.
Except that
Should.
applies to all of us during FanFest when all of the big boobed porno girls
I thought I
show
had
into
big boobs
town.
until I started shooting with some of these girls, and I'm like the smallest boobs in
Hey,
the
let me
pack.
adjust. Now I have cleavage. See?
Yeah, no, when we go to
Actually, I
FanFest,
can penis.
we went to
Okay.
FanFest the 2 years that it was up. 2 years? 3 years? I can't remember if it was 2 or 3. 2, because we won 2 awards. In the 2 years that FanFest was up and running, which is coming back, we're hoping to hear some information soon on that. I was the president of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee. Like, if you didn't have a P